team in the world. We are truly, truly passionate about what we do, and we just love, like, we're a hot mess 99% of the time, but we love what we do, and we love the people we get to do it with. So welcome if you are new. Hang on, let me mute everybody. If you can, turn your screen on. We don't care what you look like. It just helps to have smiling faces to talk to. It just makes it a whole lot more fun. If you can't, it's okay. But if you can, we do not care what you look like. You can be a hot mess and you'll fit right in. That's how we roll. So for those of you guys who are brand new or don't know who I am, my name is Trista. I know it says Brittany Landrum, but that is, you will hear from Britt here in a little bit. My name is Trista, and I am one of your, sorry, my dog is over here, like, I don't even know. So sorry if you guys can hear her. But I'm one of your Ambassador Diamond leaders. I am just kind of, you'll see my face a lot. I do a lot of power hours and things. So my name's Trista. This company came into my life 5 years ago, totally unexpected, because of some random girl named Brittany sharing on Facebook. And I am forever, forever thankful that she was that annoying girl for a little bit, and that eventually I joined and said yes. I love doing this. I love being here with you guys. So let's jump into tonight. First thing we're going to do, my sweet Jessica is going to be on talking with us tonight. And because it's been a minute since she's been on a Zoom, and I know we have so many new people on, and if you're not in her team page, you might not know who she is. So Jess, will you just start by sharing your story with us?
Yes, I will. Hi, guys. Oh my gosh, so many new faces. It's so exciting. Okay, so I started with this company 5 years ago, and it is because of Trista. Trista and I were nurses together, and she got started in this business, and I was her biggest skeptic, and I followed her very silently for a while and wondered what in the world she'd gotten herself into. And you guys, I was just one of those people that was like, what the heck? Because she was making money really fast. She was making new friends. I was probably a little bit jealous, let's be honest. And she, so I watched her. You guys, she had no idea that I was watching her. Not a clue. I didn't talk to her about it. I didn't ask about it. I didn't comment on a post, nothing. And one day after work, she made a post about a $500 Ruby bonus, like the $300 Ruby bonus that's out right now. And I sent her a message, and I was like, okay, enough's enough. Tell me more. What do I have to do to get this bonus? Like, in my mind, you guys, like, I wasn't even really computing the fact that it was an extra $500 a month to get to that level. I just saw a $500 bonus, and I was like, oh my gosh, we've had so much debt, you guys, even though we had great jobs. My husband's a principal. I'm a nurse. We had great jobs. So on the outside, everything was great. And she like didn't ask me because she thought everything was great in our life too. Cause that was kind of the persona that I was like putting her on. Like, everything's great. We have this fabulous life. And you guys, we had so much debt. It wasn't even funny, like swimming in our eyeballs up to credit card debt. So that like appeal of $500, I was like, oh my gosh, like Andy would just absolutely just die if I got that, right? So I was like, okay, tell me more. And she's like, you're gonna do it. It's gonna be amazing. You're gonna get it. I know. And I was like, okay, we'll do it. Andy flat out told me no. He thought it was ridiculous that we did not have the extra money for me to get involved in something extra. And then I just was like, look, buddy, we're doing it. We're doing this thing. So we did. And you guys, I would say, honestly, it was just the fact of like having that, like, I'm going to show you that this is going to work, and I'm going to prove to myself that I can do something like this, even though I was scared to death. So I just jumped in, you guys. And the best thing I can tell you is to do things like this. Get on these trainings, ask questions, follow leaders, find someone that you click with, and just be willing to learn something new, right? We all don't have a clue what we're doing when we start. I still don't most days. But just being willing to learn something new is what it's all about, right? And so I just decided if those people could do it, so could I. And I just did. And you guys, I was able to match my nursing salary in less than 6 months. I paid off all of our credit card debt in less than a year. I paid off all of our student loans in less than a year. And I walked away from my nursing career and got to be the stay-at-home mom that I always wanted to be. I've been home now for 4 years. It's so crazy. And you guys, I love this. I love it more every single day. I can tell you that this company is better now than it was when I got started. The products are better. The compensation is better. There's not one single aspect of my life that has not gotten better because I said yes to this. And I said yes because Trista was sharing about it, you guys. She was talking about it on social media. And she said yes because Brittany was, and she was talking about it on social media. So for those of you who are a little bit leery of putting yourself out there, you never know whose life you're about to change.
100%. And what's really, really funny, you guys, is I worked with Jessica. I saw her every single day, but it was a social media post that she saw that got her interested. So do not underestimate the power of what you're putting out there on your social media. We are going to dive into social media kind of tips the last half an hour. But the first kind of 20, 30 minutes, we just want to talk about enrolling distributors and tips to enroll distributors. Jess had an awesome month with enrolling distributors last month. So we're just going to kind of unpack what she's been doing. If you are brand new or you've been in for a minute, turn your ears on and listen, get a notebook out, take notes. She's going to unpack it all for us. So Jess, let's just start with like some basics. Like, what are your basic biggest tips for enrolling distributors?
Okay. So like Trisha said, I'm going to tell you guys basically like verbatim what I say to people. So write this down, take notes. I also will do my best after this is over to maybe get some of this like into the team page so you guys can do some copy and pasting if you want to. Okay. So, now, what you're going to hear tonight, you guys, isn't anything that's life-changing. It's not anything that you're like, oh my gosh, it's never anything I've ever heard in my life, right? But that's what's awesome is we're not here to reinvent the wheel. We do what works, right? I do, I listen and I take tips from other people that are working this business and doing what works for them. So I implement it too. So this isn't about recreating the wheel. This is about listening to what's working with other people and using it yourself. Okay. So have at it. All right. So basics, you guys, honestly, number one, posting consistently. If you are a part of my team, you already know that I talk about this until I am blue in the face every single day. Consistency, consistency, consistency. You guys, I have no secret sauce that anybody else has. The reason I'm here 5 years in is that I'm consistent, right? So posting consistently, you guys, is your open for business sign. That is your, hey, I take my business seriously. You should join me. That's what you're putting out there. Okay. If you are not showing and telling, right? If you're not showing and telling about your business every single day, you guys, how would people have any idea what you're doing? So many people come to me and say, Jess, I'm just aggravated. Like I can't sign anybody. And then I go and look at their page, you guys, and I would not have a clue. If I did not know them, I wouldn't have a clue that this is what they were doing. Okay. So show it and tell it like it's your job, because it is. Okay. Secondly is planting seeds. And you guys, it is the corniest thing that we talk about, right? But it's so true. Do you know when you see those people who, when there's like a $49 enrollment going on, or there's a $20 business kit going on, or something happening, and then you see people and they're rolling 5, 10, 15 distributors, and you're like, wait just a minute, they must be doing something illegal or something, right? You guys, it is not. It is the fact that they have been consistently planting seeds so that when that harvest comes, there it is. Okay. And that's exactly what happened with me last month. It was the harvest time, right? It was all these conversations that I had been having were coming to fruition. So you guys, number one, how do you plant seeds? Posting. Okay. That is the easiest way that we post seeds consistently, is by consistently posting about your business. Okay. Number two is asking. The answer is always no if you don't ask the question, right? And even you guys, when you have a conversation with somebody about the business, if they say no, you've planted the seed. Okay. Let's take that emotion out of it. And even when you get a no, let's chalk that up as a win, because you have planted the seed. Okay. They are now going to start watching your journey a little bit more closely. All right. And when they get to a time in their life, and they will, when something changes, maybe they find out they're pregnant, maybe their husband loses their job, maybe they're going to lose their health insurance. When something happens in their life, you want to be the one that they automatically think of to come to help, right? Like, that's a girl I'm going to go to because she's consistently talking and sharing about this every single day. I know that she's here and she's not going anywhere. You guys, when I have conversations with people for the first time about the business, it's all just about being genuine. I'm not scripty at all. In fact, I love to be as personal as possible. And I more often than not use the like voice message function. Okay. Either on Facebook, or if I have their number, I'll do it through text. But it's always something like this, okay? Because I'm goofy, you guys. I'm like lighthearted, and that's just who I am. So that's how I come across to people. And I often will just say something like, "Hey, girl, okay, this is gonna be weird and completely random, all right? But just hear me out. I just had to tell you, I think you'd be so stinking amazing at this because." okay? I'm going to tell them why. Number one, either they're on social media all the time anyway. Maybe they're already using the products anyway. Maybe they just look like they're really fun, or I've seen them talk about needing extra income. Whatever that reason is that I think they'd be a good fit on my team, I'm going to tell them that, okay? And then I simply say, I would love to partner with you. Is there any chance you'd be extra interested in making some extra money? That's it, guys. Super simple, okay? Hey, this is totally random. I just got to ask you, all right? And then I tell them why I think they would be a good fit. And you guys, even if they say no, it's okay. I've planted the seed. Now I can move on. All right. You're going to hear no's. You're going to hear no's. You guys, this is business. And you can walk into a boutique and someone asks you if you want to buy 6 pairs of jeans. And you're like, no, thank you. I'm good. Hey, do you want the credit card for this store? No, thank you. I'm good. They don't get their feelings hurt. Right. So you are going to hear no all the time. You have to accept that. But what I want you to do is get to love the no's. Those no's become the maybes, and those maybes become the yeses, all right? If you do not have this book, this changed the game for me. This little tiny, teeny little book, it's called Go for No, okay? If you don't have this book, please go get it. This changed my whole mindset on not taking it personally when people ignored me or told me no. It's all part of the process, all right? And when you can fall in love with that process, you guys, this becomes way more fun. And when it becomes more fun is when you're going to see your distributor enrollments go up, okay? Because you're taking that pressure off, right? Thirdly, you guys, it's following up. You know, almost never, ever, ever, ever do I have a conversation with somebody, whether it's a customer, whether it's a product or the business, regardless. Very rarely do I have a one-time conversation and it's like a done deal. Yes, I'm in. Hardly ever. It is the art of following up. And you guys, so much of this business is that, okay? So I can tell you, if you are planting the seed with somebody and then you're not there to follow up, someone else is gonna. And I can tell you personally that it really stinks when you see someone else on social media, all of a sudden they join another company, or even worse, they join It Works, but they don't join with you, right? Like, you planted the seed, you did the hard part, right? You were the one that was like, okay, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna say it. And then someone else came in and they were the last one to talk to them. So guess who they enrolled with, probably, right? You would be that first person to have that conversation with them, and you would be the last person to have that conversation with them. So make sure those follow-ups continue, guys, because I can tell you, the vast majority of people that I have introduced this business to, that I continually follow up with them and bring it up to them, they typically join. It might not be right now when you want them to, but what if it's 2 years from now, right? And then they end up being an ambassador diamond on your team, all right? You guys, I have people now that will enroll with me, that will come to me not ever having a conversation with me, not ever liking a post, not ever commenting, not ever asking a question, nothing. And coming to me and being like, okay, I've been watching you for 3 years now. All right, I'm ready. I'm like, where the heck did you come from? But it's because I'm here and I'm consistent and people know how much I love this and that I'm not going anywhere. Okay. What I want you to think about is when you get those little tinges of like, why won't you say yes? Or why is this so hard? I want you to think back to when you said yes. How long did it take your enroller to talk to you before you said yes? How many times did you ignore them? How many times did they have to follow up with you before you said yes? Okay. So don't be like, oh my gosh, I've talked to her twice and she clearly doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, don't take it so personally. Put yourself back in that position. People don't have that urgency like we do, okay? Now, when you talk to somebody, you guys, for the first time about this business, this is what I want to make sure that you do. I want you to make sure you ask them what they want. What is the need that we are going to be able to fill? Okay, that is so important. Because when you go to follow up, because more than likely they didn't just say yes the first conversation that you had with them, you're going to be able to bring up the fact, you're going to be able to say, look, girl, I know that you said money is tight. Or look, I know that you want to be able to stay home with your babies more than anything. Or I know that you want to pay off those student loans and I want to help you do it. What's holding you back? Okay? That gives you so much ammunition to have conversations when you follow up, when you know what those desires are in their heart. So make sure you're getting to know them. What are they here for? What are they even intrigued about that this could do for them? Okay. Sometimes those conversations are just as simple. Hey girlie, just checking in. Just wanted to see, if you had any other questions for me, I would love to help you get your business started today. Sometimes it's just as simple as that, right? So let's not overcomplicate it. It's just a matter of having those conversations. Now, here's the other thing, guys. When you have these follow-up conversations with people, you have to be ready to tackle their fears. You have to be ready. Those excuses, those hesitations are probably very similar to what you had too, but you have to be ready to tackle these, okay? So let me give you a couple examples. The people that say, oh gosh, girl, I would love to, I'm just too busy, okay? I always say, okay, now here's what I want you to keep in mind when you answer people's like hesitations. I always use this formula, guys, and it works like a charm. Feel, felt, found. Feel, felt, found, okay? I understand how you feel. I felt the same way, but what I found was this, okay? This works so well. You want to relate to people. They want to know that you get it, that you understand, all right? So oftentimes with I'm too busy, I'll say, I thought that too. I really did. And to be honest, I thought I was the busiest person that I knew. But what I have found was it's actually the busy people that kill it at this business, right? And maybe bring up what you were doing at the time when you got started. Because I'll go on about, oh girl, I get it. I was doing this and this and this and this and this and this. I did not think that I could possibly fit this on my plate. But guess what? And then I always tell them, I'm going to show you how to fit this into your day. Let me worry about that. Let me worry about that. I'm going to show you how to fit this into the nooks and crannies of your day. 5 minutes here, 10 minutes here, we'll figure it out. Okay? They'll also say, well, I don't have the money. I don't have the money to sign up. Okay? Always I say, girl, everything is girl. I don't know why. I have been there. Okay, I get it. And I am so thankful that now I don't have to worry about that extra money. How long has money been this tight for you? Okay, let me say that again. Girl, I get it. I have been there myself, and I'm so thankful now that I have this extra income. How long has money been this tight? What if I could show you how to get started for free? Okay, because here's the deal, you guys. There is not anybody that now should have the excuse of not being able to get this opportunity in their hands because of money. Because we have given them now an amazing tool of being able to pre-sell their Skinny Brew samples to start their business for free. You guys, get them on a Wednesday night opportunity event. Let them hear a couple of stories and hear how they can start for zero money out of pocket. That's a game changer, guys. Total game changer. Maybe they say that they don't know enough people, okay? And I say to them, I was scared of the same thing. I'm from a tiny town in Indiana. I had a very small network, but it's the beautiful part of a social media based business. It's not about who you know now, it's about who you're gonna know, okay? And then a lot of times I will say to them, do you know anybody that drinks coffee? Do you know anybody that wants to lose weight? Do you know anybody that could use some extra money? Well, of course, now like all of these people are running through their heads, right? About like this opportunity, like how many people really would be interested. And then lastly, when they say, I'm not a salesperson, and I say, oh, good, we don't want any salespeople, right? We just want real life, genuine people who are going to share what they're excited to try and who are going to share the products that they fall in love with. That's it. Okay. And I usually will tell them, like, there is practically nobody with a sales background on our team. I mean, we're all just moms and nurses and teachers and whatever, bring up some people that are on your team. Okay. And then lastly, you guys, you're going to make sure that you follow up with that group of people every single time that there's some sort of promotion too. Okay. Even the yes, even the ones that say no. Even the ones that say no. Girl, I know that you told me that this was not a good time for you, or you didn't think this was going to be a good fit for you. Okay. But I just had to tell you, there's $49 enrollments right now, and I cannot get you off my mind. Okay. Something simple like that. It doesn't have to be a weird conversation. It doesn't have to be forced. Just be genuine with people, you guys. But every single time there's a promotion, I don't care if you just talked to them yesterday, you're going to make sure you reach out again and let them know what we have going on at that time. Okay? All right.
Perfect. You
What's
take a
next?
breather. You take a breather. There's a couple things I want to say. I'm just going to
Okay.
kind of throw some thoughts in, and then we'll come back to you. So, couple things, you guys. If you are not hearing no, you are not working your business every single day. That's kind of honestly, rather than focusing on the enrollments and rather than focusing on that, if you're hearing no, you are doing the things, you're planting the seeds, you are posting consistently. The enrollments are going to come, you guys. The enrollments are going to come. So many times people plant all the seeds real quick because they're super excited. They signed up, they go 2 weeks, they talk to all the people, they're posting, and then they don't start sprouting like this, and so they quit. You guys, it's going to come. Focus on the daily actions that you can take. Matter of fact, every single one of us on this Zoom is sitting here because of somebody who said no, okay? Brittany Landrum, the first time she was asked, said no, okay? Had Alyssa said, well, she said no, I'm done, I'm gonna quit. None of us would be here, you guys, none of us. Just know that no does not mean no forever. It literally means no, not right now, I'm scared, I'm whatever. And if you can get somebody to tell you, like, I'm scared because, or I don't think I'd be good because I'm so busy, guess what I'm gonna start posting about and talking about? How I'm so busy and how I'm so thankful that this business fits into my life. Or somebody's talking about, I really wanna do it, but I'm scared that all my friends are gonna make fun of me. Guess what I'm going to start posting about? I had all these fears. Heck, I did have people make fun of me, but thank God I didn't let them stop me. So really like putting thought into your posts and connecting with those people that you're trying to connect with. Okay, I think there was something else I wanted to say. I don't remember. It'll come back to me. The other thing I would say is don't prejudge. Like Jess said, our job is to ask. We have to take the emotion out of the ask part, and all the time, like, we get all up in our feelings about it. We're like, oh, but what if they say no? What if they say no? Who cares? What if they don't need it? But most people, like, the statistics are on our side. Most people need an extra income. Most people are drowning in debt, even though you would never know it. So do not take that away from them. Don't assume that they don't need it when really you could be the answer to their prayers and you just don't know they're praying them. So do not prejudge. I never would have thought Jessica needed it. Britt never would have thought I needed it, but Lord knows how bad I needed it. I was laying awake every single night, freaking out about how I'm going to pay bills. Nobody knew that, but I am so thankful that Britt was there every single day, showing up, talking about what this business was doing for her. And you guys, there are people out there that you can be that same answer to prayer. So do not, think that you don't have something to offer somebody, because you absolutely do. Okay, Jess. So I know last month, and kind of in general, you've always been really good at being able to upgrade your loyal customers to distributors. So kind of walk us through that. How do you kind of plant the seeds? How do you start that conversation? And then how do you get them to upgrade?
Okay. So Trish is right. Like, you should always have a running list of your potential teammates. Okay. Number one, like she said, host to post. If you're not doing host to post, come on, get on the boat, guys. Get on the boat. And you have, if you're having conversations with people, if you're doing those two things and just that, you should have a list of people that are your potential teammates. But what so often people leave off of that list of potential teammates is their loyal customers. You guys, you have a pool of people right at your fingertips that oftentimes is totally missed. Okay, I'll hear, Jess, I can sign loyal customers all day, but I can't sign a distributor. Well, are you talking to your customers about becoming distributors? Well, no. Okay, so here's the thing, guys. Like Trista said, that's where the vast majority of my distributors come from. All right. Now, we're talking, they're already using products and they're already getting their own testimony. Okay, how perfect is this? They come in already ahead of the game. And I will tell you guys, the last, I'm going to say 3-4 months, my Skinny Brew customers are coming into this business and they're killing it. They feel amazing. They know what to talk about. They feel confident with the samples. You guys, your Skinny Brew customers probably are loving life right now. Most of them are. Make sure you're bringing up the business opportunity to them, okay? So here's what I do, guys. When I sign a customer, the very first time that I reach out to them, because you should be making sure that they got their product. How are you liking it? following up with those customers the first time I reach out to them. And if it's a positive conversation, which most of them are, right? They're liking it. Yes, I'm liking it. I like the taste, whatever. The very first time I reach out to them, I say to them, I don't know if you've thought about this yet, but would you be interested in making some money from the products you're using anyways? That's it. That's all I say. Okay. You guys, people get in customer mode and they don't leave customer mode. So we think, well, of course they think they know, like I sold them products. So they obviously know there's a business. Okay. People don't think like that. Okay. So until you bring up the business, very rarely do I have a customer bring the business side up to me before I do to them. Hardly ever. Okay. Now, what I say to them is you're still going to get that 40% off that you love, but you're also going to make some commissions and get some product rewards too. It just makes sense. Okay. I say that all the time. It just makes sense. Like you're getting the same discount, but you can make money. Like it's a no-brainer, right? They do not have to finish their 3 months. I do not wait for their 3rd month to be up before I have that conversation with them, because it's an easy upgrade for them to go from loyal customer to distributor. Okay. Let's see what I was going to say about that. Yeah, really, that's all I was going to say about that. I mean, it's just a super easy conversation. If they're liking their products, you guys, bring it up. Don't wait. Just bring it up.
Perfect. And another tip, you guys, I know if you were on the summer camp, Morgan Martin went over this. I think Kim Kane mentioned it. Everybody mentioned it. Before you enroll your customer, once they're like, yep, I'm ready, here's my info, or I'm going to your website, make sure you ask them, hey, you can totally be a customer, but I don't know if you'd be interested. Would you be interested in trying the product and making some money at the same time? Ask them before they become a customer. Worst case scenario, they're going to say no, you're still going to get a customer, but you could get possibly a distributor out of it as well. So again, it's just all about that, planting the seeds. A lot of times they don't even know that that is an option. So asking before they enroll. Okay, let's talk about host to post and how incredible this is. I know kind of months previously, we shot ourselves in the foot and we were only talking about host to post for customers. Mm-hmm. But you guys, even host to post for customers is still just a lead generator for distributors, but also utilizing host to post for the business opportunity itself. So just give us what you got for that.
Yep. So the 2 main ways that I sign distributors are my loyal customers, talking to them, and also host to post. So as far as the loyal customer part goes, if I have somebody that's doing a host to post for me, let's say they do a coffee post for me. Okay. They start getting some loves or even a comment, or a lot of times you guys, even before they even make that post, I will say, hey, real quick, you don't want to make some extra money with me, do you? Okay. Sometimes that just completely goes unnoticed and they just go, oh, I'm good. And they make my product post. Okay. So here's the deal. So then when that happens, what I do is, let's say they get 1 comment, okay, or a heart or whatever. I don't care what that first thing is. I will say, oh my gosh. And usually it's a voice message so they can hear my excitement. Oh my gosh, you're already getting interest. And that's one of the products that we have. Girl, I will happily take these customers, but I had to ask you first. Is there any chance that you want to make some extra income? These friends could be your first customers. You only need 6 to get a $150 shopping spree. What do you think? Okay, super simple like that. I message them really super excited, and then a lot of times we're like, oh, okay, let's do it. Okay, and if not, fine. Again, I've planted the seed, right? But like Trista said too, when I start getting conversations with like loyal customers coming in from the host to post, you guys, this is one of the reasons that I always, almost 100% enroll the customer myself. One of the reasons is that I can say this, okay? Let's say they're going to order the Skinny Brew. I get their information. I'm getting ready to put it in their order. I send them a quick message because they're waiting. We're doing that back and forth if I'm getting their information. And I say, hey, before I put this through, is there any chance you'd be interested in making some extra money? I almost always get a response. Almost always. Either tell me more, or yeah, duh, of course, or no, thank you, I just want to start with a customer. Okay, again, I've planted the seed regardless, right? But again, like that conversation, it has now started. They're at least thinking about it, because you guys, they're going to get their products, and if you've paired them up with the correct products and showed them how to use them correctly, more than likely they're going to fall in love with that product. And now you've already planted the business seed in their head. Okay. That's an easy conversation to have then when you follow up with those customers. Okay. But let's talk about this opportunity host to post. I got to bring up my graphics so I can show you. This has been a game changer. And like Trista said, for months and months and months and months, I was like, this don't work for me. I've just been doing coffee, basically. I've been doing coffee host to post, which work fantastic. But the last, and actually, I think Brittany posted all of this in the team page. And hang on one second. I'm so sorry. But I've been doing these opportunity host to post. And most of them, and you guys can be choosy about like kind of deciding who you want to do an opportunity host to post, who you want to do a business host to post. The opportunity host to post I'm doing for people that maybe they have a large network, maybe they have very, very few, if any, mutual friends with me. Okay, so they have no idea what I'm doing. Or sometimes it's, maybe it's somebody that has already done product host to post for me. Maybe it's already a loyal customer. Maybe it's somebody that I'm really wanting to be a business partner of mine. I just kind of want to see, I just want to put those feelers out, right? So here is the message here's the post that I'm having those people do. Okay. Now they get the same message from me, like they're going to get an entry into our team giveaway. It's the same thing. I just send them this instead of the coffee host to post. Okay. Yes, I will put this in the team page. But basically, like today, this was the post that people made for me. Happy Monday. Who is They didn't say it like that because it's a post, guys. They didn't get to say Happy Monday. Who is looking for an extra source of income right now? My friend Jess has work from home positions for people who can dedicate about an hour a day working from their phone. She's ready to mentor you. Say me below or text my number. Okay, and then I use this graphic with mine. This is what it looks like, okay? And on here, you guys, this is what I want you to do if you have not done this already. Go and use, this was from Over. You can use PixArt. You can use WordSwag, any of those word apps, okay? And then on that graphic, and I'll put this in there so you guys, the team page, you can see it. Basically, it just says work from phone positions open, 18 or older, no experience needed, must be coachable, small startup, make your own hours, bonus opportunities, and then your number on there. Now, people ask me all the time, I'm not comfortable giving my phone number. Okay, fine. Just say comment below or inbox me or whatever, however you want to do that. I think that's totally fine. But this is what I'm having them actually post for me. Okay. And then when people comment, and you guys, these have been exploding. Okay. Now, does every single one of them? Of course not. As with anything host to post related, it's a numbers game for sure. Okay. But when people comment on those posts or they text me because my number's on there, I just tell them like, I'm so excited to connect with you. Tell me where you're from and tell me why you want to make an extra income. Okay. Because again, now I'm going to hear what their reasons are, what their why is. So when I have those follow-up conversations, I already know. I already know that they want to stay home. I already know they want extra money or whatever that is. So make sure you're asking why they want to make that extra money for them. Okay. And then again, they're getting a voice message from me. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to talk to you. I can so relate. I would love to help you be able to stay home with your kids. And then I typically will give them a few reasons why I love this business. I will simply say something like, I love, maybe they're wanting to pay off credit card debt, let's say. I will say something like, I love the fact that this business is debt-free and that I can work this business from my phone whenever it works for my family. Okay. And then I say, I'm going to send you some info to check out. See if you think it's going to be a good fit for you. And then I want you to ask me any questions that you have. Okay. That's how it starts. Okay. Usually after that, I just send them some info, like a couple basics, basically like our 6 list, you guys. Like I post on social media, I answer questions, I use the products, I do self-development. Those basic things is what I send them. And then I ask them, does this look like something that you could do? Okay. Almost always they say yes. All right. And then that's how the conversation goes. I'll put all of this in the team page. But here's my biggest tip for that part is don't leave those conversations open-ended. Make sure you're ending those with a question. Okay. Like, does this sound like something that you could do? What questions do you have for me? Or, ending those conversations with a question really kind of keeps it going. Okay. Because they know they're supposed to answer you back. All right. yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all I have on that.
Perfect. We are going to switch kind of gears into some social media stuff, but Britt, go ahead. Give us what you got, sister.
Yeah, I just wanted to add something that Trista was talking about a second ago of like, if you don't ask, you don't ask. So those of you that have been getting on my power hours, I had made a comment at the beginning of this month that I had been very prayerful, very like focused on praying this exact prayer. And that was, Lord, I'm willing to do the work, but I'm going to need you to help me out, brother, literally. And what I mean by that is put the people in my path that I'm supposed to be connecting with. Guys, I'm shaking telling you guys this. Like, as soon as she started talking, I was like, okay, I got to add this. I just got to say it. So, and some of you heard me say this. I started like asking people that I had never talked to, but I almost on my chicken noodle soup list, like my chicken list. What's it even called? Is that a chicken list? What do we call it? I'm like losing my mind. But anyways, so I messaged this girl on August 3rd. We have 56 mutual friends, right? And I would say there was 3 or 4 It Works distributors, but like she's from this area. So I was like, whatever, it's game on. Like I'm sending her a message. And I was scared to death to send her the message because just one of those people you're just like, oh, they'd be really, really good, but should I send that message? But I made myself a promise, I'm going to send it. If I was going to pray that prayer and her post kept showing up, I'm going to send that message. I sent the message. Long story short, we've gone back and forth. Tonight I called her. We had a scheduled call at 8:15. I literally had to say, I'm super excited for you, but I have to go. I have a training starting at 9 o'clock. She says to me, I just want to let you know that I'm really serious, but I have a question. And she started throwing some names at me. Do you know this person? 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 And I was like, yes, 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 yes. They were like, well, I actually see their posts sometimes, but they've never asked me to do this business. Here's the kicker. Every single one of them are on our team. I've been following her for about 2 years, and I've never asked until August 3rd. Guess who's probably joining tonight or tomorrow? She's super excited. Here's the kicker. She was reading things that I had posted. She's like, yeah, a long time ago, I remember you posted about. She was telling me things I had posted about months ago. This girl has never commented and never liked on any single one of my posts. So I want you to use this as motivation that if you see someone you think would be good at this, ask. Many of times they're not coming to you. And I'm going to be very transparent. I honestly didn't expect her to want to do this. I was hoping she would. I didn't expect her. She literally talked my head off from excitement. Okay, so what would I do this? So then what would I do with this? She literally says to me, okay, if I join, I'm not going to call myself an It Works distributor. I'm going to call myself an It Works influencer. Is that all right? Like she's already in the gears of thing. And I almost talked myself out of not messaging her. So I want you to use that and run with it after this meeting and then for the rest of your business.
Amen. And I'm sure I'm probably one of her mutual friends that she was asking about. So there it is, guys. I'm telling you, there is no worse feeling than somebody else welcoming somebody that you were like, oh, I'm too scared to ask them, because they will join. They will totally join somebody, and you'll be like kicking yourself because you didn't get enough guts to ask them. Okay, let's switch gears. We are going to switch to just some social media stuff. I know I was going to talk. I may or may not, just depending on the time. But Jess, let's come back to you. Let's talk just basics, do's and don'ts of social media, especially for those new people getting started. What the heck should they be posting? How should they be posting? Where do they even, how do they start?
Okay. So first and foremost, you have to realize from the get-go that your Facebook page, and a lot of you use Instagram and other things too, but I'm just going to say Facebook because I know we're all on Facebook. Okay. That's your storefront. That's your new storefront. Okay. So it's important to keep it clean, to keep it uncluttered, and to be somebody that other people want to follow. You know, I oftentimes, you guys, will do a checkup on myself. I will go to my page as if I were somebody that was like, okay, what's this girl doing? Or kind of interested maybe in the business. What's the vibe I would get if I came to my page, right? Am I overloaded with it works? And I'm like, hey, oh, hold on just a minute, too much. Or am I scrolling for 15 minutes before I find anything about what I'm doing? Am I being bombarded with negativity or with shared, you know, recipes and memes and political ads and all sorts of stuff, right? Like, so what do people come, what do they see when they come to their page? And do those checkups on yourself all the time, because I do, all right? Again, you guys, consistency is the name of the game when you're posting, all right? And this is coming from somebody that almost did not say yes because I was afraid of being one of those people on Facebook, okay? Now, Trisha said something to me that Brittany said to her. This is your business, run it how you want. But if I had not been posting consistently and you were not watching me, would you be here? Nope, I would have no idea, right? So it's okay to be that person, all right? If you're being that person in a good, positive way. So secondly, what I would say is find a product or a group of products that you are going to use and fall in love with so that you can talk about them all the time. Okay, so here's why. Let's say you guys almost every day I'm talking about Skinny Brew either in my posts or in my stories. Okay, here's why. People are going to buy you and they're going to buy into what you're using if they see you personally using it and loving it. Okay, they're going to be more, your followers are going to be more likely to do and buy what you're doing when they see you doing it all the time. Okay, when I first got started, Tristan and I both, almost every single morning, you'd see us in our scrubs on the way to work drinking our greens every day, guys, every day. But you know what we sold the bejesus out of? Greens. Okay, and now you know what I'm selling the bejesus out of? Skinny Brew. So talk about what you love, guys. Repetition, that's another reason why, you guys. It takes people 7 to 14 times to want to join your business or to want to buy a product from you when they see it over and over and over again. Okay, and again, you guys, let's just kind of use that coffee thing. If I'm doing coffee host to post, which I'm usually either doing opportunity or coffee, those people that don't know me from Adam that are now interested in buying a product from me, I'm going to guess they're going to come and look at my page, right? So if I am talking to them about coffee, I want them to be able to come to my page and be like, oh yeah, she loves her coffee. She talks about it every day, right? You want that repetition, you guys, is so key, all right? But the same thing applies for the business, okay? If I'm putting business host to post up, opportunity host to posts, those people don't know me from Adam. They're going to come to my page. Who's this girl? What she got going on? Does she look likable? Is she a real person? Is she genuine? Oh, and she talks about her business, right? She talks about how much she loves it. So again, it's that like double edge, that like bam, 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 bam. You're just kind of sealing your own deal, okay, if you will. Sharing your story all the time, guys, all the time. And you may not think you have a story yet, but you do. Why did you say yes? Where have you been? What did life look like when you said yes to this business? And maybe that's what life still looks like. But what is this business going to allow you to do? I remember early on talking about just being very loud and vocal about our debt. And it was, you guys, it was hard to talk about. It was embarrassing. But I put it out there for all the world to see that this was my goal and this is what I was going to do. And just watch me and follow me. And you guys, people did. Right? Or maybe it's like talking about, maybe you make a post about going to Disney World and you've never been there and you want to take your kids so bad you could taste it, but this is the opportunity that's going to allow you to do it. Those are the kind of business host to posts that you can make. What is this going to do for you? Did you have any hesitations? Talk about that. The more real and honest and vulnerable you are, you guys, the more people are attracted to you. They don't want to see a scripted copy and pasted post from you every single day that 9,000 people have used. They want to see you and they want to hear your heart. Where are you going for? Why do you care so much? What's this going to do for you? What are your dreams? Okay, people will get behind that. Sharing every milestone, you guys. When you sign a loyal customer, talk about it, post about it. When you sign a new teammate, post about it. If your first It Works paycheck is $26 and it allowed you to buy pizza for your family that night, post about it and be proud about it. If you're able to buy diapers with your It Works paycheck, talk about it. Because what I can tell you guys is that people are attracted to this business for the everyday things that so many people can't afford. I can get on and post that I've earned $280,000 in bonuses. You know what people think? Yeah, right. Or good for her, I couldn't do that. But I talk about putting gas in my car, not being able to have to put groceries on a credit card any longer, buying diapers for my kid, and people will blow up your inbox. Okay? Don't forget what everyday people are struggling with. That's what you want to talk about. Okay? You guys be positive. Keep the negativity off of your page. And please, for the love, step away from the share button. Okay? Right? Because again, let's say you're sharing tons of recipes and you have memes and you got something from so-and-so and your friends doing this and you've got, if it takes somebody 10 minutes to scroll through your page to see what you're doing, you've lost them. They're gone. They're coming to find me. Okay. So when you're talking about this business, you're talking about products, you guys, clean up your page, clean it up. All right. Make sure make sure that you're being likable, right? You're being positive and you're just being just be someone that people like to watch. Okay. All right. What do you post every day? Okay. I'm going to give you 3 things. Keep it simple, guys. Make sure you're getting a product post up every day, get a business post up every day, and get a lifestyle post. What does this look like? Product post. That can be a before and after picture. Okay. That brings in a lot of customers, right? Showing you with a product. You guys, I can take a picture of a bottle of Fat Fighter sitting on my table and no one's going to stop, right? People are going to just keep on scrolling. But let's say that I show me holding a bottle of Fat Fighters, cramming a donut in my mouth, like a whoops kind of thing. People are going to stop. It's funny, right? Your whole point of scrolling, you guys, is not to get likes and comments. It's to get people to pause and see what you got going on. Okay. You want them to stop the scroll. So business posts can look like, I've signed a loyal customer today while I was outside at the pool with my kids, or I was at work today working my booty off, but I was able to sign a new loyal customer. Okay. It can be something like that. Maybe it's sharing your story. Maybe it's sharing one of your sideline sisters' stories. Maybe it's talking about a promotion that we have going on or what you're working towards. Any of those things are a business related post, right? And then your lifestyle post is just going to be something completely unrelated. Okay. What do you love? What are you passionate about? Make a list, guys. We call these the 5 pillars. All right. When people think about you, what do they think of? What comes to mind? If you were to ask your closest friends and family, when you think of me, what do you think of? Okay. Mine usually are my kids, my Weimaraner, right? Food pantry. Those are some things that people commonly associate with me. Okay. So you'll notice that a lot of my posts are centered around those, right? I will talk about Skinny Brew, but you're looking at a picture of my dog. Or I might be talking about the food pantry, but I'm talking about how this business has allowed me the extra time and financial ability to start that up, right? So you can weave those things, your loves and your passions, into those product and business posts, okay? To again, just catch that attention. Make sure that you're keeping a minimum, guys, of 1 hour at least between your posts. So often I think when we get so excited about getting started, we're like, okay, I'm going to get these all in. I'm going to get them all in. I'm going to do 16 and then I'm going to, just don't. Okay. Quality over quantity every day of the week. All right. Just doing those 3 simple posts every day, you guys, that's good. And if you can do that consistently, you're already ahead of the game. So you don't have to have the perfect wording, you guys. I today actually saw one of my very first posts about, it was my launch party was 5 years ago today. Okay. Trista and Brittany Robinson were there to do it. And it was my post about today's my launch party. And you guys, it was god awful. My posts were god awful. but good Lord, I was consistent and I got better over time. So it will get better and easier over time. But again, quality over quantity. Put some thought into it, you guys. Put some heart into it. Tell your story. Be loud and be proud and be genuine and just be you, because you are going to skyrocket with this business much more than you trying to be somebody else. Okay, so just be you and have fun.
100%. I love that so much. The thing that always comes to my mind when you're thinking about like, well, what the heck do I post or how do I talk about this? People love to buy, but they hate to be sold to. So you want people, when they come to your page, you want them to see you. How has this business impacted your health? How has it impacted your relationships? How has it impacted, I mean, Jess, I think, said it during her story. There is not an area of my life that this business hasn't made better. And so I'm going to be talking about that and putting my real feelings into it. And that's what people connect with. People buy from me because they know who I am as a person. People buy from Jess because they know who she is and what she's about. She's not just out there spamming everybody with It Works all the time. She's genuinely sharing her. And that is really, people buy you before they ever buy a product or before they ever buy the opportunity. They are buying you. And I think in the beginning, especially, I know we say, well, share your story, share your story, share your story. It's so easy to get wrapped up into, well, I still work full time, or this hasn't really done anything yet for me financially. You guys, you said yes for a reason, and that is your story. You have hope that life could look different in a year from now or 6 months from now, and that's what you have to start with. None of us joined thinking it was going to pay off all the debt and pay off, buy cars and go on vacations. None of us thought that at all. So that's not where we started. We started at, dear Lord, I need $200 a month. That would mean so much to our family. And we talked about, that would mean date night. That would mean pizza. That would mean not stressing when I go. I talk about going to the grocery store literally every time I go. And I know people get sick and tired of hearing about it, but you guys, that was me. I literally would have a panic attack walking through the grocery store prior to this business, because I was like, with my calculator, like, crap, if I go over, I've already overdrawn the overdraft fee, so it's going to decline, and that's going to be super embarrassing. I talk about that because that was so real for me, and that is what I know I have to offer people. So be real, be vulnerable, and don't think just because you haven't made $1 billion with this business that you don't have a story, because you do. You said yes for a reason. So it's uncomfortable in the beginning. I totally understand it is way uncomfortable. But just know that like in that discomfort, that is where the magic happens. That is where the growth happens. That is where people connect with you. So Jessica, I love you. The chat was blowing up with how amazing you are, and I couldn't agree more. You are absolutely amazing, and we are so lucky to have you. Before we hop off of here, I know Britt was going to give some Instagram tips. We got 5 minutes left, and girlfriend ain't going to get it done in 5 minutes. So we're going to make Wednesdays, 8 o'clock, Power Hour, all Instagram. So if you want help with Instagram, go there. But I do want her really quick to just give some real fast how to post your story, posting to your story tips, because story is such a huge tool on social media.
Okay, so what I'm going to do for the 8 o'clock on Wednesday is I'm going to do the first 30 minutes for newbies, because I still want to honor what we said we would do for brand new distributors. I've changed our training anyways. I'm not going through the entire 6 list. What I do for just so that you guys know what I talk to your team members about, I go over what the 6 list is, where they can find the training video and the team page, and then I cover host to post. Meaning I give them the post, I tell them what to put up, and I give them all the responses. Because my whole thing is like, it's almost silly to teach them everything else until we get host to post done. So I can do that in 30 minutes. And then from 8:30 to 9 on Wednesday, I will go in depth on Instagram. And then just remember at 9 o'clock on Wednesday is our opportunity event. Okay. So bear with me. When I get excited, I get this tickle. Isn't that the weirdest thing? Like if I get like excited, I start coughing. Super, super weird. Okay. So tip number 1. It's ridiculous, actually. Okay, tip number 1. When you post to Facebook, meaning posting and stories, they are different. And I really want you to hear me, because some of you may be doing this wrong, and it may make a big difference. When you add to your stories, I want you to add to your Instagram stories and let it post to Facebook for you. Work smarter, not harder. And I'm going to walk through that. When it comes to actually making posts, I want you to put them on Facebook first and then copy and paste them over to Instagram and post them separately. I know there's a function that lets you post on Instagram and it will post to Facebook for you. I'm telling you right now, your interaction will be down. You get better interaction if you would do it from Facebook first and then copy over. Stories are separate, okay? Now, the reason why I do it that way, I make my post on Facebook and then I copy and I paste it to Instagram and then I add the hashtags. I don't use hashtags on Facebook. I only use hashtag on Instagram. And I know we're supposed to be talking about stories, but I wanted to let you know that posting and stories are two separate things. Okay, so let me show you stories. Those of you that have been in a while, you have seen us talk about Over, you have seen us talk about Unfold, you have seen us talk about all these apps to make your stories. Y'all, Instagram just changed so many features and it has made it so much easier. I don't know the last time I've actually got into Unfold or got into Over unless it's to make the post that I make every Sunday night. I don't use Over anymore. I do everything through Instagram. It's quicker because what I realize is, why in the world would we take an hour, hour and a half making stories that people are going to click right through very quickly? So I'm going to show you how to do it. When you go to your Instagram, in the upper left-hand corner, there is a little camera. And I feel awful that there's going to be all this coughing on our recording. Promise it's not the Rona. I promise. I have awful allergies. Okay, that's what it is. Oh, it's ridiculous. Okay, they've changed the features a little bit. On the sidebar, you will see all these little different things. There's a little arrow. When you push it down, it will pull up. It says boomerang, layout, super zoom, your hands-free video. It's all there. Okay? Now, some of you, here's what I want you to do. Have some of you noticed that there's filters over some of the videos? You don't have to download a filter anymore. You don't have to put a filter over it anymore. Here's what you would do. You could go to my Instagram, and when you're looking at this, you will see at the top what filter I used. It says tan and grainy. So if you were at my story and where it says tan and grainy, you just click that, it would pull up this thing. And all you have to do is click save. Does that make sense? Okay, so then here's what happens. So let's say I wanted to take one right now. If I scroll over, if I scroll over, there's tan and grainy waiting on me. So it automatically puts a filter over it. It has made, my interaction has gone up. I do all of my videos like this. So remember when I was saying we were recording videos and then cutting them up? I haven't been doing that anymore. I turn it around on selfie mode and I just start recording my thing. Okay, now I'm gonna record, this is gonna be super annoying, but I'm gonna record till we at least get 2 panels. So what I want you guys, because I know a lot of you may not know it, like what you're doing here, okay? It's all right, you're kind of in it, but you're kind of not. He's like, I know I'm in that video. Okay, so what you will notice is down here, you will see the first frame and you will see the second frame. That is where you're gonna be able to do all the editing you want to do. Okay, so let's say I pick my first frame. I'm going to add my text font. So then I'm gonna add my text. You can scroll over and you can still change the font. But up here, you can add backgrounds to it. Okay. Now, at the top, you will see a color wheel. If you want to change the color, you can then pick from all these colors. But here's my favorite thing to do is I like to pick from colors in the picture so it makes it flow better. So what you would do is instead of picking one of these colors, do you see the first little function is a little dropper? You click that dropper and then it lets you move it. You can move it to anywhere you want and it will change your lettering to match. Okay, and I know this isn't like super, super pretty, but what I love is that, I mean, they have got some cute font on there right now. Now, what I like to do is like while I'm making my coffee, sometimes I'll be making my coffee and I'll even say, I'm going to go ahead and drop my before and after picture right here. Okay. So let's just act like this video was me talking about my before and after. If you go, there's a little picture, has a little smiley face, and you have all these functions you can add, right? There is one that will take you, it's a little circle, it'll take you to your camera roll. So let's just act like this was my before and after, and obviously it's not. That's my host to post picture. But let's say that's my before and after. I could move it. Am I making sense? I could move it where I wanted it. And now I don't have to upload a special app. I can make my video, I can add my font, and I can even add my pictures. It's taken me less time to do this. And I'm getting a lot more attention on my Instagram. Now, I understand that that was way quick, but we're already over. And so I just want to let you know that I will have it step by step. I will go in the whole shebang. And what I will tell you is I am officially enrolling from Instagram. And for any of you that have been around, Brittany Landrum has never been an Instagram enroller. And 3 of my distributors this month have come from Instagram. And I want to say I had 2 the entire like 5.5 years in my business. So Wednesday at 8:30 for 30 minutes, I'll be talking all things Instagram.
Yeah, you guys, Instagram is an incredible tool. And the awesome thing about it is it doesn't really take a whole lot more work. Like if you're taking the pictures and you're making the posts and you're doing story, just there are like technicalities about like you can share from your Instagram story to your Facebook story, but just copy and paste from Facebook to Instagram. You're using both networks. It's an amazing tool. Okay, that's it for tonight. We're going to get off of here because Lord knows we like to talk. So Wednesday night, we'll do the newbie training. We'll do the quick Instagram, and then we have the opportunity event at 9. Don't forget about that. Get your potentials on. We will seal the deal for you. We have every single Wednesday at 9 o'clock. Sometimes we throw in some extra ones too if needed, but that's it for tonight. I will get this recording posted. Thank you guys so much for hopping on, having your cameras on, being interactive. It helps so much, and we just love you guys. Have a good night.